I'm just so proud to be up here representing an organization and a defense with a team, with a group of guys that just are resilient and stand up for 60 minutes, and their competitive endurance is just amazing to me. We had a lot of situations and a lot of situational football during that game, and there might be a time that I told our coaching staff and I told the defense that we've never used that many situational calls in a game, just one game by itself. Now, we've used them throughout the years, but you might not see us in those type of situations again for another 2 years. But our guys were fantastic at executing the defense, and I was really proud and happy for all of them. With that, I'll open it up to questions.
Wink, I'm paraphrasing. A couple of weeks ago, you said something to the effect of you owe it to the players to always remain composed.
Right.
That last minute and 4.
Yes, sir.
Is that a big test on you remaining composed in that situation?
Yeah, I think it's composure and experience. The reason why you can be composed, on Thursdays as a staff, we have our Win the Game Thursday meetings, and we talk about all these different situations and what defense we want to play. You saw one that we did at the end of the half there with Taman making the hit, because we look at things, and just because some people say this is the standard way to play it, I want to know and we want to find out what the best way to play it is and put our guys in those situations, and they execute it. But at the end of the game, we work all these on Saturday. We work these special situations and line up in them. And I'll even tell them, hey, we might not ever use this, but in this situation, this is what we're going to play. And like I said, I give all credit to the players. They executed it, and it worked out for us.
Wait, do you think of another quarterback who's had a career like Geno, where they're kind of on the shelf for so long there, and the back of people's minds, and all of a sudden has a breakout year like this?
I'll give you the first name, Kurt Warner. I don't know if they'll make a movie with Geno, but I'm as a football fan and in respect to the game, I really respect what he's done with his game, and it's besides playing against him, it's fun to watch the success that he's had.
What's the difference about this version of him, maybe than the previous ones?
I just think that it's a good combination of having a defensive head coach, and he's worked well with Shane and talking about how to manage the game, how they're going to attack each game, and you can see it, the differences of it from week to week of how they're going to attack the game. So I think that he's worked hard. I think he's a really good person, and I'd just love to see the success that he's having. I just don't want him to have any on Sunday.
For all the good things you saw on Sunday, you guys gave up more yards than you had all season. How
Right.
much is that a concern going forward?
Well, I think that you have to attack each game to win the game. Do we want that many yards? No, but sometimes it builds character in your defense, and like I said, they're a resilient group, and we know the things we need to work on, and we're working on them, and it's going to be fun to see this Sunday where we're at with them.
Well,
Overall,
you talk about building character. I guess coming out of this win, what did you see from your defense?
It's just like I said, I'm so proud to see how they react on the sideline. They take it one play at a time. There's never any complaining or anything else. It's like, here's what we need to do, here's how we need to fix it, and they just go and attack it. And that's the biggest thing that the most exciting thing is we're 6-1, and we're learning a lot of lessons along the way, and we know we got to keep getting better, and that's how they attack each week.
Why do you think scoring's down across the league this season?
What's that?
Why do you think scoring is down across the league this season? Like, what are defenses doing kind of like scoring down?
I'm just worried about Seattle. I haven't even thought about that, with the scoring going down. I'm glad to hear it as a defensive coach.
Wink, Fabian almost sealed the game there.
Right.
With the interception that wasn't. What did you see from him? And he's kind of your third option.
Here comes our run one. So you asked about Fabian. I'll throw LC in there too with Landon. We have spectacular organizational alignment from the ownership, from the mayors and Tishes to Joe to Dave's, and we tell them the type of player that we're looking for, and Joe and his group they've done a great job of finding those guys, and we've been putting them in the mix. And Fabe, I love Fabe. I love the way he prepares for the game. That's the thing that stands out, and that's what I keep telling the young rookies. It's how he prepares for a game, and I'm glad he's having the success that he's having.
Have you ever had a
You
defense
mentioned before the yards per play, the yards allowed.
Mm-hmm.
You're the 25th in yards per play allowed, but 6th in points allowed. Kind of the other end of the spectrum. What do you attribute to that? What do you think of that when I say that, and how sustainable is that, do you view?
I don't know anything about how sustainable it is. I just know that we're 6th in points, and we play real well in the red zone, and that's the name of the game defensively, is try to keep them out of the end zone. We've done a good job of doing that. I think each game you look at it differently. So I'm not really worried about where we're at statistically with that. I just want to know how many wins we have and how many losses we have.
That's kind of what I was getting at. Is that red zone part of it? Like, can you be mediocre throughout the rest of the game but dominant in the red zone?
Yeah,
Is that something you've seen before?
Of course.
Yeah.
I think if you're really good in the red zone, you're really good on third down and points allowed, I think you'll have a lot of success defensively.
We'll take 3 more. What's the key to stopping run game when they attack your edges?
Well, it all depends where that edge is at, because that edge could go out to the corner, it could go out the end, it could go to a 3 technique, or it could go to a shade. The bottom line to stop a run game in a run game like this, you got to set the edge. Okay, you got to set the edge, and you got to knock people back. But also understand that when you do that, and you have an explosive back like Seattle has, they're going to come down and they're going to crack your defenders, your bigger defenders, whether it's an outside back or a safety, and they're going to try to get him one-on-one with the corner, and your corners have to tackle well. So it's an 11-man job. It's not just certain things that we all want to point out that it is. It's an 11-man job, and that's what we're working on.
When I've watched video of Kayvon, I've been surprised that he hasn't drawn as many flags as it looks like he's on the field. I don't expect you to go after officiating, but when you have a young player like that, do you guys have to be conscious of guys not getting frustrated on the field when they're getting a lot of attention from offensive linemen and they don't seem to be generating the kind of attention?
It's like I said before, we don't make the rules, we just try to play by them, and rookies usually don't get a whole lot of calls. And I think he knows that. The thing that impresses me about Kayvon is, he is playing up. He knows the standard. The play that he made against the back from Jacksonville, I think he ran with the GPS was over 20 miles an hour to chase him down. And if you have a guy that's going to be a leader, he's going to be a leader. He's already established a leader, but puts that kind of thing on tape. It's hard not to listen, and say, here's how you do it. But he understands the standard, and he's been playing up to it.
Have you ever had a defense that has had contributions from so many different places? The 4th and 1 play comes to mind. The play before Quincy comes up with a big stop that really doesn't even get noticed, but it seems like you try to get all those guys into the game at some point.
Yeah, sometimes it's just necessary that you have to play, all those guys, and then, the guys that make plays, they find their way on the field. And to answer the first part of the question, I really can't remember or have thought of about all the different guys making plays as far as different people playing the same spot and all that. I can't remember that happening. But, if you get 11 guys that run to the football and like I said, have the competitive endurance or stamina that they have, it's just a lot of fun to watch.